Well, I'm delivering this particular discussion from my car this morning. How y'all doing, y'all? Yeah. I know. Uh, where do I start? I listen to a lot of commentaries, a lot of radio and TV, po- political analytics, and their analysis of what's going on. But I want to just bring it home. I look at the situation with Trumpism and the division that still exists in America. And it's never going to go anywhere until the attitudes of the masses uh, come together to exchange that old theology for the new millennial theology. And it's hard because you've got folks on every end vying for position and their particular way of thinking and its implementation. So when I think about what's going on with this vote, Hillary and Trump, I think back to 2004 in Detroit. I tell you a quick story about politics. I was at work. It was time to vote. It was that was the year Al Sharpton was running for president, and that's about all I do remember. I don't remember who else, the other people, but I do remember the Republicans snubbing the people of Detroit. They had set the venue. It was scheduled. It was slated, and the only individual who showed up to talk about Black Lives Matters, and it wasn't called that then, but to consider Black lives and our issues in America was Al Sharpton, the only one. I remember the article. Don't remember the date, but I remember the photograph that accompanied the article, where there was the stage, the lighting, the chairs set up for the candidates, and one Al Sharpton, and that was the day of the venue. So we're getting not excited about this process. 2004, John Conyers interviewed him on WCHB. What is that? 1400 in AM in Detroit. Yeah, I did have that radio show, and I recorded him in his office during that particular campaign, and we had a discussion about the generation. Then 2004. I guess they would be. I can't. Can we consider them millennials? Yes. And their disenfranchisement from the election of 2000 with Gore and Bush. And he gave us some good advice. And this is the whole purpose of this. Whatever we're doing now as it relates to voting, and you've got to, and I have for many years campaigned for voting, and you can check YouTube. You all have seen those videos. I've talked about temperament and not gotten a lot of traction. And that's not, it's kind of discouraging, but yet I know what I was supposed to do and what I'm still supposed to do faced with crisis water crisis, personal crisis, financial crisis, just crisis. I'm not the only one. But when we think about it, John Conyers said or gave the advice that we should not only vote with our heads nor our heart, but we have to vote with both your consciousness, your head, and your heart. Not blind loyalty, not per agenda, but what is best, not just for you, but for the collective. And then there are strategies. Millennials, there is a question that we have to ask, or you must ask. Is there a time to break away from the traditional politics and proceed? I'm not a Bernie Sanders person. I didn't follow him. I didn't understand it, but I understand the strategy of trying to get to where you would like to get at the latter part of your career. I can understand that. That would have been an ultimate accomplishment. And Caduce, he still accomplished something because he connected people. He connected people. I don't think it's as many African Americans as people think that he may have connected, but he created a consciousness, a bridge. So here we are. We're going into the home stretch, and you've got to make a decision, and you can't sit it out. And nobody should beg you to vote. And don't say, I heard about the story, I'm not a slave. Well, you were a slave, or somebody you know was a slave, had slave heritage. Accept it, move on. Know what it is. Ethnocentric. It's all right. It's all right to love being black, knowing your heritage and knowing the true status that you have in the sense of time. So, with that said, y'all vote and listen to the interview that I had with John Conyers in 2004. I'm going to attach it's radio stuff, so you won't have a video. You'll have a video, but it will be voiceover, images, and what have you. But it's pretty good, and I think that it would be good for young people to hear because it's historical for me, and I'd like to share it again with you. And I'll make sure that it's attached to this video. Kudos to you. You all have a wonderful fall. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Peace.